You're just like Sebastian.
And I missed it, whatever they were saying, because I forgot to pause my game. Oh. Can we drop down from now?
I look forward to helping you.
Oh, yes.
Greetings, traveler.
Can I go into the chantry? Let's see. Or can we? Can't we or can't we? Let's get me floored in. Streeter, you a punk pal. You a punk pal here, Streeter? I freaking hate you. I'll beat the crap out of you. I'm all that and then some.
Lord Wolseley came back.
Wow, that arrow scared the shit out of me.
Here for all your trouble. Thank you so much. It's so good to have Lord Wolseley back.
No problem, no problem. What we got in your house? Why do we always miss people talking? How you doing, Shrita? What you doing, Shrita? I listen to this guy talking about the chant. Oh, nigga, I don't know y'all chantry shit. I'm an elf. I'm an elf. But I don't believe in my own freaking god. That's why I don't say anything, but I'm a Taylor Shelf. I'm like, fuck you. I am a Taylor Shelf who don't get too crass about everything. A long ass cutscene.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. What has brought you to Redcliffe?
Is this some sort of test? We're here because you invited us in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
If it wasn't you who invited me here, who was it?
I don't know. Now that you say it, I feel strange. Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Andraste's ass. I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
I understand that you are afraid, but you deserve better than slavery to Tevinter.
As one indenture to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Very well. Who is in charge now?
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Ew.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Owl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Left? And I would never voluntarily leave his seat.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was
Everyone
certainly
messes.
very timely.
Something's up.
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the Southern mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights.
Damn.
As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
You're quite a long way from Tevinter, Alexius.
Indeed I am, though I have heard you are no Ferelden either. It seems we are both strangers here. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious, indeed.
Well, when you're fighting a massive tear in the sky, you can hardly afford to think small.
There will have to be. Felix.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Whatever.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
Something seems dire
I shall send
indeed.
word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Ooh, very mysterious.
We'll be careful, but we need to figure out what's going on here.
Magister Alexius wishes only mages to remain in Redcliffe. He will approve of you. He does not approve of me. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all Tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
The fuck?
How long have the Tevinters been here?
Magister Alexius arrived at nightfall, 2 days after we retreated from the Temple of Sacred Ashes. He forced anyone without magic out of the castle, save those he required to serve him. Even the Arl was sent away.
Farewell, then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
Inquisition, huh? I wish to holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These Tevinters make my shoulder blades itch.
Me too.
Who are you?
Name's Talwyn, formerly of the Circle of Magi in Hosberg. Lived my whole life there, since I was 10 years old and came into my magic. 3 meals a day, quality education, a roof over my head. If you're not summoning demons, a mage tower's a fine place to be.
If you were happy in the Circle, why are you here with the rebels?
We're all rebels now. The vote sorted that. The majority wanted to dissolve the circles. The rest of us went with them or were cut loose. I figured I'm better off with my fellow mages than on my own.
You're not happy with this new alliance?
Something's not right about that lot. They're not like us. Magic or no, I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with magisters.
There you go.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working with Tevinter?
1 minute, we were bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, we had a Magister ally. It was a stroke of luck that's given us an edge. In a way. Out of the frying pan.
Goodbye.
Be careful. The Tevinters likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
I bet they are. They're a bunch of Dicklins bastards. Okay. Oh. Everybody levels up. Oh, crazy then. Man, bitch, your head went back and forth and you got punched. Sarita. I was like, wow. I like how all the beds are really big. It's probably like you fit all that stuff in.
Long day.
He's probably like, interesting. I like interesting. Let me blast you off somewhere. Lone scene. Bad, Sarita. Bad. Mm-hmm. I mean, bad for her. I don't know. It's more funny that way. I'm on a loading screen, so I'm like, what to do? What to do, Sarita? Mess with my sister. Mess with my sister is easy way. No. Yes. No. Yes. Jump with me.
Make a speech.
Or they use this sanctuary. Sanctuary! Sanctuary! We got some cool looking boats. Just came out of the cutscene. I mean, load screen. He's a big pig. You can be a big pig too. Woo! Yeah, but they won't go hunt. Eat Zatsu. Oh. You're your ass whooped, demons.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Sure, no problem. Whoa, why y'all come behind me? Worse. We're coming. Just looking at all of these, I might level up. Ooh. Up level 10. Deal with that while I'm doing this.
Fascinating. How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do? Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
Are you a Magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
You're betraying your mentor because...
Alexius was my mentor. Meaning he's not any longer. Not for some time. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
I hope that's less dangerous than it sounds.
More. That is fascinating if true, and almost certainly dangerous.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it. Ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys?
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter Supremacists. They call themselves Venatori.
Shit.
And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Alexius is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
All this for me. And here I didn't get Alexius anything.
Send him a fruit basket. Everyone loves those. You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
There are. So I had said that. What, Chantry's kind of a spooky ass place. Yeah, that makes this place a little too spooky. Yeah. You should have these earphones on. They tickle the shit out of my ears. Okay, what to do next? Everything's long and sad. Cutscenes are long and sad. Yeah, sure, I don't care about your concern. Get away. Everything is not right so far. All the light in the century. All the light is dead. Long thing. Okay, there we go.
Do we believe that both Alexius's son and apprentice are turning on him? It seems someone wants to trap us either way.
Judging by the rifts here, I think Dorian was telling us the truth. Weird as that is.
This, he says, this. What? Is not of a price, it's priced. Wearing tight pants, punk ass nigga. Sure. Looking like a clown with the mask on. Wow. He wants 10,000 gold, really? Jigaloo? Jigaloo? Trudeau, I think you need to shut the heck up. He probably went to go play Legos.
Oh, he did?
No, I was just thinking he did. They probably was calling him or whatnot. Or somebody popped up. Or somebody popped up. Because I know I left because my internet, my computer couldn't handle like 3 or 4 things opening at once. Oh, beast bitch. She would never do that. She would never cheat on me. I would beat her ass, but she would cheat on me. Come on, Pluto. We can go and check for many ourselves. If she cheat on me, I'm gonna break her neck.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. It might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. Kanari learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. Your Templar's doing good work.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
The Inquisition has done all right so far without an Inquisitor.
That's because all we've needed so far is damage control, reaction. A group can handle that. Once you've sealed the breach, it's gonna be time to make decisions. Someone's gonna have to step up. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
Have you seen the horses Master Dennis at the Inquisition? They're magnificent.
Better than what you ride in Altamont.
Make her look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it. To be that close.
If I hadn't been saved by the Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. I have to admit, I thought you'd be...
Human?
Yes.
Being up front is better than knife ear.
It was a foolish thought. Should have known better than to say anything. It's what you do and how you do it that's important. Just one question then. How do you think you fit in with all this?
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers. I've heard rumors of abandoned Morden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
You haven't had contact with other Wardens for a while. Why were you on your own?
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
Now that we've got better plans, if you like, I I can show you a few tricks to get more out of them.
Oh, can you now?
They're grounding anything that's not your dogs. Oh, that's always a lag right there when they get out.
A learned child is a blessing upon his parents.
Someone was laughing really hard somewhere.
When there was no sky.
Mages.
You know, Arthur, you actually are a good rider on that farm.
I'm sure the mages. What? I would choose based on parents. Like, I always choose the mages because I think it's more unfair for them than the Templars. Especially that guy who's the leader and everything. I was like, oh my god, how many years? Like, you went to the mental state or something. Doing too much of whatever you were doing was something. Wait a minute, sickers don't do learning. You must be trying some. Whoa.
Thank you.
Oops. I have more people.